Morning.
Morning, Jeff.
We saw you last week. Well, first of all, there are a lot of disagreements over how countries should handle this, and all countries are taking different approaches to what's happening right now. Many disagreements.
And the world is flat, right?
In your estimation, Doctor, where are
the world is flat now in a sense that we're all very, very connected.
Government at all levels must meet its obligation to provide you with the fullest possible information.
And the world is flat, right?
I hope that you're enjoying the show.
About how the planet is a sphere is made up by NASA. It's a NASA conspiracy. They're just trying to find ways to get more funding, more money.
And the world is flat, right?
Chris, we wish you the best, and I hope tonight's not as bad as last night.
And I hope if I have to have somebody dancing around doing funny things, it's neither of you two guys, because I don't want to have that image in my head. No, listen, thank you. And thank you for giving me the opportunity to tell people it's not a cakewalk, but we can get through it. And if you don't have people around you to take care of you the way I'm blessed to have, reach out to people who you know who have this. Do whatever
Chris,
you can to help them.
And
yes,
just to be clear, I mean, you don't know necessarily how you got this. I mean, you were doing...
No.
And the world is flat, right?
As much as anybody on social distancing and stuff, right?
And the world is flat, right?
It's has to be. It is photoshopped, but it's has to be.
And the world is flat, right? And the world is flat, right?
And the world is flat.
Spread it anyway.
Exactly. One can lead to thousands.
Hey, don't walk away.
Evil is alive and well by
Dr. David Eggers joins us from his home in Los Angeles. David, very good to see you. I want to pick up on Ben's report about that high.
And the world is flat, right?
This study's definitive? No. So do we know?
And the world is flat, right?
If I say that the world is flat and someone else says it's flat, that's worth reporting. That's worth reporting. That's worth reporting. If I say that the world is flat and someone else says it's flat, that's worth reporting. That's worth reporting. That's worth reporting.
And in case there are any conspiracy theorists out there, how would you prove to us that you're in zero gravity? In zero gravity. In zero gravity. In zero.
The earth is flat. The earth is flat.
You know, one thing I really want your generation to embrace is that the earth is a closed system. We cannot leave the earth. There's no place to go.
The earth is flat. is flat. The earth is flat.
You know, one thing I really want your generation to embrace is that the earth is a closed system. We cannot leave the earth. There's no place to go.
What would you do? You're now seeing on the streets of our cities has nothing to do with America, with justice.
Everyone else in fear, afraid, afraid. So it's not round. And the more you look into flat Earth and actually
what would happen then? We may live to find out. Again, all of this probably strikes you as wild-eyed crazy, this flat stuff.
But it really doesn't add up.
Lately,
Just like other
there's so
things.
much talk about flat Earth.
If we lived on a ball, an actual hot lava, molten-filled space ball that was covered in water, then an atmosphere and clouds, if we lived on that ball, oh, the sights that we'd see, this is all. The truth will make you free. Peace, love.
We didn't go there, but I think I know. And that's the way it happened.
If I say that the world is flat and someone else says it's flat, that's worth reporting.
That's what they learned. That's the lesson.
See, what happens when you broadcast the truth is you piss everybody off. If you don't have my I've talked to many of you here today. I've learned some things. And I think these things need to be passed on to you.
What's true?
And I think you need to start examining yourself, your agenda,
Catch the
your mission.
flesh-eating virus.
Who are you? What are you about? What do you believe about America? Is it true? Are you helping to divide us more? Are you helping to bring us together? Do you really understand what this country is all about?
Don't do it again. Yes, what's true?
I know this is going to make some of you angry. That's okay. I know that it's going to open some doors for some of you. I hope that it'll bring us all a little bit closer together.
So at a certain point, the psychosis is, what is real? And I think somebody like Eddie Bravo has just gone to the other extreme, where I'm like, hey, I'll hire a ship. We'll go find that the earth, that the earth is round. Yeah. And at a certain, and he just says, oh no, it's flat. I'm not going to look into it. Well, at a certain point, he's kind of like gone, you know.
No, I want to learn about global inflation.
But cousin, now listen, you inflate a globe the same way you inflate a basketball. Just make sure there's a needle at the end of your pump.
It's the ABC Perfectly Strange Saturday morning preview.
Cartoons? On a Friday night?
That's why they call it Perfectly Strange.
Well, the Earth goes around, and when it turns a certain amount, the sun shows on the horizon.
Why?
I don't know.
Why? Why don't you know, Papa?
When? Skylar, I could have said the world was flat.
You know what I think? I think you accidentally told the truth.
So it's not actually a sphere. A little chubbier. A little chubbier. Yeah.
Says the Earth is definitely flat. You can't truly be serious and believe that this Earth is flat. Are you disputing our astronauts who have seen our beautiful round globe?
No one's been to the moon.
Oh, wait a minute. Did you say nobody has been to the moon and believe that this Earth is flat? Are you disputing our astronauts who have seen our beautiful round globe from outer space?
Carnies.
When a man reaches the edge, after he goes as far as any man can possibly go.
Says the Earth is definitely flat. You can't truly be serious and
Leave, I lived on a ball. That's the sad reality. You're not spinning, not at all.
Previously on The Amazing Race.
Had a plan and we were doing it well. That, attending university lecture and pass an oral exam.
Nicholas Copernicus ignited the golden age of astronomy here in Prague. Teams must now listen to 2 astronomical lectures, one stating that the Earth is flat.
Next question.
House drinker, are the people blaming the Democrats?
That's preposterous. You know, the people aren't blaming the Democrats, okay? They're blaming Republicans. Democrats aren't doing anything, all right? It's the Republicans who are responsible for all of this, all right? All they care about is the Constitution, you know? Free and fair elections, lower gas prices, and creating jobs. Democrats are just trying to get rich, okay? You want to blame somebody for high gas prices? Then blame Putin. You want to blame somebody because your business shut down or you can't feed your family? Then blame Trump. I'm just so sick and tired of peasants blaming us. You know, we don't care how much you pay at the pump. We don't care if you're broke. We're just trying to give money to other countries. Because that's what we care about the most. And that's what you should care about too. Good night, peasants!
Good evening, I'm Prince Andrew, the old Duke of York. There's this allegation wants to take me to court. I phoned the BBC, said I wanted to talk. I guess that I'm just an honourable sort. I spoke to Emily Maitlis, she made me confess about the time I went to Woking Pizza Express. There was no perspiration, cause I cannot sweat. I don't know what the problem is. I don't even know what a pizza is. I don't even eat anchovies, and I've never ever heard of mozzarella cheese. So I nibbled on a dough ball, a garlicky snack, but it didn't go much further, I'll tell you the facts. 'Cause eating up a pizza is a positive act, but someone took a photo and I can't explain that. The night I went to tramps somewhere I've never been, I barely even heard of Jeffrey Epstein. And if you don't believe me, well just ask the Queen who'll tell you.
I don't see what the problem is. I don't even know what a pizza is. Andrew doesn't even eat anchovy. He certainly never ever heard of mozzarella cheese.
So I spoke to Emily Makers, she made me confess about the time I went to Woking Pizza Express. There was no perspiration, 'cause I cannot sweat when I'm dancing with a girl that I've never met.
Well, I nearly pissed me dacks when I seen this vision of Russia's lunar rover from 1970. I mean, it's equally as fake as NASA, but have a bloody look at this thing. It looks like a rice cooker on wheels.
Right now, and again in the second half of our show, ladies and gentlemen.
And when your rice is cooked, the lid comes up automatically. Dig in, fellas. And who the bloody hell's filming this shit on an unmanned flight? And have a look what the rice cooker arrived in. Surely the Russian public, or anyone for that matter, didn't believe this shit. How's it going here, boys? Yeah, pretty good, boss. Just pressing random buttons and looking like I'm doing... Hey, Dimitri, can you print us out some photos, mate? Not a worry, mate. I'll just fire up the dot matrix printer right now. And here's our closing shot with the blob of Play-Doh in the background. Gee whiz.
Right now, and again in the second half of our show, ladies and gentlemen.
Come on, see trouble with me.
Do you have a headache now?
To perform at Ed Sullivan's annual Woodstock Festival.
Americans were shocked. I mean, at this time, the overwhelming style of music was opera. No one had ever heard of any piece of music that was less than 3 hours long. The Beatles changed all of that.
And they were so prolific, you know, they had so many hit songs. Paperback Writer, Ticket to Run, Wipeout.
Don't Stop Believing, Parents Just Don't Understand, Jimmy Crack Corn, Battle Hymn of the Republic.
And what's truly amazing is that they wrote all of these songs with only the notes A through G. Musical notation had not yet been expanded to V.
Their music dominated the charts, even with competition from such rivals as Michael Jackson, Louis Armstrong, and Ernest Hemingway. It seemed there was nothing the Beatles couldn't accomplish.
1965, Shea Stadium. The Beatles win the Super Bowl. 21-7 against the Giants. It was an immense event in the history of athletics, and it did quite a bit to raise the nation's spirits after the assassination of President Roosevelt.
For a while, they acted in a television series. It was called I Love Lucy. The prosthetics and makeup on the show was just incredible. You couldn't tell it was them.
They invented the thumbs up. It's a gesture you don't see much anymore, but people would do this to each other, and the Beatles were the first to do it.
And they were pioneers even in animation. Paul McKenzie, just pen to paper, just doodling around. The next thing you know, we have Mickey Mouse.
Perhaps the Beatles' greatest accomplishment came with the release of their groundbreaking album, Sgt. Pet Sounds and the Spiders from Asia.
Sadly, no copies of this album remain. They were all fed to Emperor Gorlock in 2652. However, I've taken it upon myself to form one of the finest Beatology teams in the world. We have reconstructed ancient sheet music in the hopes of determining what this album might have sounded like. These are our findings.
Soon after the album's release, rumors began to circulate that the Beatles would break up. They, of course, did not, and for decades they continued to grow in popularity and size, adding new members each year. Today, their influence can be seen everywhere, from the species of insect that was named after them, to the children who make wishes on their laps each Beatmas.
You know, as we sit here and talk about the Beatles, one thing is perfectly clear. The Beatles' music will live forever in the hearts of those who had their hearts frozen while the Beatles were still alive.
Join us next week as we profile Orson Welles, the filmmaker behind the scathing Vietnam War critique, Dracula, Dead and Loving It.
Like flat earthers, 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 flat earthers.
Maybe Flat Earth.
Section 7.2.1, the Paratemporal Exclusion Clause, aka reviewer dibs, I had to shelve my plans for a year and change. The thing that really spurred me on originally was a specific Flat Earth video I came across one evening in 2017.
Flat Earth Proof 1, The Level.
That stuff is flat!
To start, press any key. Where's the any key?
that dude who jumped out of a perfectly good balloon? Was it Felix? Felix Baumgartner.
The earth is flat. What you know about that? Waking up and realize 500 years of the lies. It's flat. A material plane. You got the balls on the brain. Heliocentric insane. No matter how high we rise, even up into the skies, the horizon meets your eyes. They told us it was a globe, just so they could control our mind, body, and soul. Born into a brainwashed society, had you believing in the ball since you were age 3. Scientism, the new religion, put you inside a prison while constantly drilling that you live in a solar system. Space, the final frontier, keep them hooked with Hollywood. New movies every year, we've been hypnotized. All we've been told is lies in a heliocentric haze since Copernicus staked his claims. They tried to hide the truth. The fake landing on the moon was because they needed proof. So they had Apollo take a picture of the globe outside the window for the television show. Was it a painting or photo? I think math for the intro and Dubé for the info. Yeah, they put me in the know that NASA is just a show. Sayonara to the globe, cause it's flat, I'm gonna go.
By turning Earth into a spinning ball thrown around the sun and shot through infinite space from a godless Big Bang, they turn humanity into a random, meaningless, purposeless accident.
The Earth is flat. What you know about that? Waking up and realize 500 years of the lies, it's flat. They mess with our brains. Terra firma remains a flat and motionless plane. No matter how high we rise, even up into the skies, the horizon meets your eyes. NASA lies to our face. There's such a big disgrace. Never been to outer space. They try to hide the truth with pseudoscience proof to brainwash the youth. They told us it was a globe just so they could control our mind, body, and soul. It's flat. The material plane, you got the balls on the brain, heliocentric insane. Infinite plane or a dome, it may never be known, but the earth is our home. Yeah, want all my flat earthers out there to sing along. Yeah, come on. The earth is flat. It's flat. Earth is flat. Earth is flat.
The biggest cover-up and conspiracy in history. We've been completely deluded for 500 years.
like we were being poisoned. There's
Right now, and again in the second half of our show, ladies and gentlemen.
Happy. They think they have a good bead on things. But why the big secret? People are smart. They can handle it.
Ago, everybody knew the Earth was the center of the universe. 500 years ago, everybody knew the Earth was flat. And 15 minutes ago, you knew that.
When you've lost your mojo and you don't.
We don't have time for a meeting of the Flat Earth Society.
And you spend your evening sober, social criminals.
These people in the space program.
With your head in the clouds, turn it around.
What an experience.
Are you looking for a woman? Are you looking for a lover? Are you looking at the stars while you're lying in the gutter? When you've lost what you found, turn it around. Like a face in the crowd, turn it around.
Nassholes, I call them.
And some of those people actually still believe the Earth is flat. So if a few of them want to believe that we didn't go to the moon, well, I don't.
Screaming, but you know how it starts. You can only see the meaning in the bottom of the bottle. What goes in must come out. Turn it around. What stands up is gonna fall down. Turn it around. Turn it around. When you've lost your mojo and you don't know what you're thinking, and you spend your evening sober, so the morning left for drinking, with your head in the clouds, turn it around. Get your feet on the ground, turn it around.
The moon had been something that photographers had tried to photograph right from the beginning, when Daguerre even tried, and it didn't work, partly because the plates were pretty insensitive to light. The moon is quite faint, really, and then of course the Earth rotates, which means that if you have a long exposure, you're going to get a blur, and you can actually see that in the daguerreotype in the middle. But in 1851, the guy who was the son of the director of the Harvard College Observatory, and a Boston portrait daguerreotypist, because most daguerreotypes were portraits, paired up, and they figured out how to do it. They had to rotate the telescope,
ever so slightly.
Yeah, so that it would follow the rotation of the Earth. And these pictures that they made, they were just, they were as incredible then as they are today. In the end, photography didn't do more than drawing. A good drawing could, but because they were photographs, they had this.
It was real.
Yeah, it was real. And this album by Naismith and Carpenter, this was hailed as the triumph of astronomical photography by astronomers. But what's amazing is that the photographs are plaster models, and the astronomers knew that. They're plaster models based on drawings made through the telescope. And astronomers were perfectly aware of what they were looking at. But they felt that because they were photographs, that they added this sort of layer of authenticity to the undertaking that simple drawings didn't have.
Down 2.5. Forward. Forward. Head. 40 feet down 2.5. Picking up some dust. 30 feet, 2.5 down. Straight shadow. 4 forward. 4 forward. Drift into the right a little. 20. Down a half. 30 seconds. Forward. Drift. Ready? Contact light. Okay, engine stop. APA at a descent. Mode control both auto, descent, engine command override off. Engine arm off. 413 is in. We copy you down, Eagle. Houston, Tranquility Base here. The Eagle has landed. Roger, Tranquility. We copy you on the ground. You got a bunch of guys about to turn blue. We're breathing again. Thanks a lot.
Arising from this pandemic, but it's straight from the Washington Post. Airlines have been sued over grounded flights, ticket brokers have been sued over canceled events, insurers sued over coverage limits, grocers and internet retailers sued over rising prices, hospitals sued over protective gear, universities sued over closures, amusement parks sued over unusable season passes, ski resorts have been sued over refunds, strip clubs have sued for federal benefits, a church has been sued for holding services, cruise lines sued for sailing with the virus, banks have been sued for helping existing customers first, gyms sued for collecting membership fees, Walmart has been sued for allegedly allowing a sick worker to infect others, Target sued over the efficacy of its hand sanitizer, Hooters has been sued over allegedly stinting on severance, I have no idea who she is, ride-hailing firms sued over sick leave, and multiple employers have been sued for allegedly firing workers who complain about safety measures. So here's a suggestion. When the lockdown lifts, everyone goes back to work except the lawyers. So we don't people on the to go to actually pay for lawsuits like this, not to keep people on the payroll, which was the original intent. Integrity, that... And if you're older, don't go outside. Don't go back to work. And if you're an employee...
The fake news media. 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 The fake news media.
That's all I'm trying to say.
Some of these folks were around when Columbus set sail. They must have been founding members of the Flat Earth Society. They would not.
Each one of those components creates a curvature of the fabric of space and time, just as prescribed by Einstein's general theory of relativity. By pumping energy.
Someone just said the Earth is flat.
Subscribing to things, then click the button to subscribe to my channel.
Future human slave!
Yes, yes. It has been shown beyond any doubt that you cannot go the speed of light. You can go arbitrarily fast.
Approaching the speed of light, but you can't quite go the speed of light. All the energy you pump in mass. And this seems incredible, but that's relative to something you're going to run into. In a particle accelerator, where an atom smasher like at CERN in Switzerland, we call it a target.
Why, what do you mean, sir?
Freemasons run the country!
Target. Target.
Minds in the world believe that the Earth was flat.
Target.
And the rise of sea level, all that extra water is just going to